Your UDL Lesson Planner, the step-by-step guide for teaching all learners by Dr. Patty Valabate, will guide you in your UDL lesson planning. How do you plan your lessons to meet the needs of all your learners? Let's look at how the 6 steps of the UDL lesson planning process can work for you. This video is a brief window into steps you can take to create learning experiences that engage learners, activate thinking, and scaffold deep understanding using Universal Design for Learning, UDL.
What do they both have? Someone raise their hand and share.
Meet Maria, a middle school teacher who uses UDL as a lesson planning process to enhance her teaching. She knows that UDL is a lens for examining curriculum and designing instruction. Originated by CAST, UDL is a framework based on neuroscience, organized around 3 broad principles that align with 3 brain networks. Let's unpack this definition a bit. The UDL principle of engagement corresponds to the affective networks, the parts of the brain that engage students in learning. The UDL principle of representation corresponds to the recognition networks, the parts of the brain that understand vocabulary, concepts, and new information. And the UDL principle of action and expression corresponds to the strategic networks, the parts of the brain that students use to plan their own learning, to show what they've learned, and to express themselves. So what are the 6 steps of the UDL lesson planning process? First, start with defining a clear, flexible, smart learning goal based on an appropriate standard.
Today, I can tell what the important
Second,
parts of
use the UDL guidelines to consider what learner variability may be present in the lesson and what scaffolds may be needed. Third, determine assessments for the lesson, classroom measures that provide meaningful data about how well the students met the learning goal. Fourth, choose instructional methods, materials, and media that best support student learning. Next, the 5th step. Teach the lesson, making sure to gather information about student learning. Finally, the 6th step is critically important. Reflect on your lesson. Evaluate its effectiveness to determine how to make your instruction even more successful.